Hey everybody, welcome to a Wedding Wednesday Cricut tutorial. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I put out new videos all the time, and especially on Wednesdays for our Wedding Wednesday series. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make super easy, quick table scatter just to add a little something special and a little something personalized to your reception tables. But these are also great for baby showers, birthday parties, anniversary parties, graduation. There is so much that you can do with table scatter, shapes, letters, all kinds of things. So let's go over to Design Space where I can show you guys just a quick way to put these together, and we're going to cut them out and show you how to do it. Making the table scatter for your wedding can be like a great cost saver and also a great use of a lot of the scrap cardstock that you may have laying around. Now I am going to use a full sheet of cardstock, but this is super easy to do with some scrap stuff that you have. We're going to just do something real simple. We're going to do some hearts and some letters. So I'm just going to open a heart shape and size it down. Usually table scatter is about 1.5 inches or so, so it's not huge, but you can go whatever size you want if you want a little bigger. I'm going to go a little small on that. And then I'm going to just do some letters. So we'll just do a C and a B. And we're going to choose a thicker font just because with the table scatter, you want to be able to see it. So you want to find something that's fat but pretty. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but you do want to make it look nice. And usually you want to make sure like you don't have too many thin lines. So something like this would be pretty good. You could use this Bernard MT. That is a system font, comes with your computer, but you don't want to use anything really thin or script just because it's not going to cut very well. So you want to keep that in mind when you're doing this. Cooper Black is always a good choice because it's nice and chunky. So we're going to use that, and I'm going to ungroup my letters because I'm going to let it choose how it's going to lay these out. You want to make sure both of your items are the same color, or all three of your items in this case are the same color. So I want to show you a new thing that Cricut has, and it's called Color Sync. It's right up here, and what it does, it says this panel allows you to sync colors to use fewer materials to change an object color. Drag and drop that object into the layer of the desired color. So I want to change my heart to black, so all I have to do is take my heart, drag it down, and it automatically changes my heart to black. This is great if you have a ton of different pieces to your project, and maybe you've got like 4 different things that are red, and for some reason one of those reds is just a little bit off from the other red. You can easily go in and have it just cut them all in the same color by using Color Sync. So go ahead, click Make It. Now I do have a 12 by 12 sheet. I'm going to make my C and B bigger. I see they're really small, and I don't know why I didn't notice that before. So I'm just going to make them a bit bigger just so they take up a little more space and so that they are a little more noticeable on the table. So now we can click Make It, and you'll see that you get one of each. If you want to cut more than one of each, which we obviously do, you can go up here and just change your number and hit Apply. I just picked 100, but it's going to depend on how many each of your items can hold. So obviously 100 was way too many because it's like 5 sheets, and this is something that you guys can quickly and easily do, but we're just going to take it down to maybe 25. We'll see how many that fits, and you may need to just play with your number. Like I see I can fit probably a few more, so let's go and try 26. I usually try to push my envelope just to see how many I can fit. 27. It looks like I can do 27, possibly 28 if I were to squeeze, but I'm not even going to try. So let's just stick with the 27. Now again, you can make them smaller or bigger just depending on the size that you want your table scatter to be. We're going to use a heavier cardstock on this. This is the Craft Smith brand from, I believe I got this at Michael's, and it doesn't tell you what weight it is, but it is a bit thicker than the 65-pound that come in those 8.5 by 11 packs. So I'm going to have this cut it on a medium cardstock. Let's go over to the machine and we can watch it start cutting. I've loaded my 12 by 12 cardstock onto my blue mat, and we're just going to load it in our maker. Now if you're using the Explorer to set your material, you're going to use the dial that is over on the right hand side. You're probably just going to need to set that to just regular cardstock. light cardstock might not work, but you can always do a test cut, which is basically just put one heart in, one C in, one B in, and see how they cut. That's always something that I like to recommend to you guys before doing any project is test cut. That way you know for sure if it's going to cut out. And you can also test the size, because upon looking at this, they're a little bit big. But I think for the look that I would go for, I like kind of a bigger style. I like to be able to see what it is, and I don't like teeny tiny little pieces. These will also be easier to clean up at the end of the night. So we don't need to watch this cut out. We'll let it cut out, and I'm going to show you guys our finished product. This is obviously the worst part when doing cardstock and doing small pieces, is taking it off. This mat isn't super sticky. So I do say use like a less sticky mat when you're using a big, like a ton of small things. But what you can do is get a scraper, and this one may not work just because the bottom of this is still pretty sticky. But you can use a scraper and try to scrape them off, or clearly my mat's not super sticky at the top. I will actually take my mat and just roll it like this, and then I will peel my stuff off as I roll. So there's some of the hearts. You can start pulling some of the C's and the B's off, and we'll come back and get all those little like holes from the B. Let me tell you, if you guys have a middle, or you have an initial that doesn't have these little middle pieces, this will be a whole lot easier. But my husband, of course, has to be difficult. So this is, I mean, it's pretty simple to do, but be careful. You don't want to like fold your mat. You just need to roll your mat. And I do like to make sure that my desk is clean before I do this. You can see there's like a bunch of dog hair on my mat and cat hair, but that's the joy of having pets. But this is all you do. You just roll it. And don't fold, roll. And you can just roll it this way. And like once you get about halfway, which I'm pretty close to halfway, so I don't know that I want to roll it any further just because I don't want it to crack. And they can crack. They're not indestructible. So once I get to this side and about halfway over, I'll flip it this way, and then I just do the same thing where I roll. But again, this side's going to be a little bit stickier because I don't use this side as much. I've been using a lot of 8.5 by 11 paper for some things that I've been making that are coming up on tutorials. So I've been using a lot of the littler papers. So you just kind of roll it, and honest to God, look at how easy this is. It comes off so simple. And then what I'll do is I'll come back with either a lint roller or a scraper tool, or even some masking tape works really well. And you can pull these little bits from the middle of these letter B's. You can pull them right off. They come off super, super easy like that. And you don't have to worry too much about, you know, them sticking forever. The lint roller also will take a lot of the hair off of them, which is really nice. I just get the lint rollers at the Dollar Tree, and they're great. They work fantastic. So I'll leave those little pieces, and I'll get those off later. But this is our table scatter. I think it came out really nice. Again, you guys can do this bigger, smaller. Do these in the colors of your wedding, however you want to do them. But I think they look really, really cute. And I'll move some closer to the screen so you guys can see them. But I think they came out really nice. They're super easy to do. It only probably took, I would say, 3 or 4 minutes to cut that whole sheet out. And look at how much you get. This is totally enough to do, I would say, like a table and a half, because they're a little bit larger. But you could get potentially, I would say, between 2 pieces of paper, 3 tables out of like a full 12 by 12 sheet. And you can get cardstock super cheap. So this is just a nice way to personalize and to save a little bit of money when doing your wedding. These are also really great for birthday parties, anniversaries, graduations, lots and lots of really great things that you can use these for. I hope you guys had a really fun time learning how to make this super easy, really quick table scatter. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos all the time. Hit the bell icon. That will alert you to when I post a new video. Have a great day and happy crafting.